time and get you out of here on time. This is a 45-minute strength class. All you need are these two pieces and a good catitude, preferably a yoga mat so that you have some padding underneath you. And we're gonna get started. So before we do anything, I just wanna feature, this is Sarah's plant that she gifted me. Thank you, Sarah. She's here, so I wanna make sure she sees the plant. The cats are eating it. I'm gonna try to keep them away from it. You know, we'll see. Okay, everybody, hands to the screens. We can do it. We're gonna do this together. I'm gonna sweat it out with you. Ponytail palm, I love it. All right, so no music yet. We're just gonna step ourselves onto our mat, bring our feet nice and wide, take the arms to the side, shake it all off. Just let it go. If you feel silly doing it, good, that's what we wanna feel. We wanna feel a little silly. Take the arms, reach them overhead, inhale. Look up to the sky, drop the shoulders into the socket. Exhale, goal post the arms. Let's do it one more time. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, good, shake it all off. Walk your way over to your playlist. We're gonna hit play as a team in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hit it. Once you've hit play, we're coming back to our mat to get it started. Nice light warm up. If anything in the warm up doesn't work for you, just march it out. So when in doubt, march it out, all right? 3, 2, 1, let's bring it into a march. She just mentioned the march. Good, so if you don't like Madonna, I'm sorry. That sounds like a personal problem. Give me 4 more, 3 more, 2 more, last one, take it out. Side squat, center, side squat, and center. I want you to use your arms. Inhale down, exhale, sweep, drop into the squat. Make sure you're bending your knees at the same rate. Back is flat. So imagine there's a beam of light right at your sternum. It's shining directly forward. Good. Last one right, last one left. Beautiful. From here, roll your shoulders back. Make it large. Yes. Feel free to move the rib cage a little bit. 4, 3, 2, we go for the twist, right and left. So when I twist, I'm pivoting off the back heel. So I'm not only twisting through my shoulder head, through my shoulder girdle, but I'm also twisting through my hips. Good. Diaphragmatic breath is encouraged in through the nose and out through the mouth. 2 more, 2 and 1, half jacks. Right and left, if you are jumping, full jacks are encouraged. But again, if you're not jumping, half jacks are what we're working in. Watch the shoulders. Carefully, you're not doing any shrugging. Keep them plugged in. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good from here. Hands on hips. I'm turning to the side here. It's a hinge. Hinge, hold, squeeze. 1 more slow. Hinge, hold, squeeze. Make sure your back stays flat. Hinge and squeeze. When I'm squeezing, what I'm emphasizing is the gluteal tuck. Inhale down, exhale, squeeze. 2 more. We're gonna add the arms here. So it's a hinge, reach, and pull. Hinge, reach, and pull. 2 more, hinge, pull, last one. Walk it out to plank. Once you're in plank position, hands load directly underneath the shoulders. Plug in the shoulders. It's right, left, down, dog. Repeat, right, left, down, dog. Again, right, left, downward facing dog. Last one, down, downward dog here. Pedal out the feet. Good, press the heels towards the floor. Drop the shoulders from the ears. Let the head hang. So you're looking kind of right between your toes for 4, 3, 2, bring it down to the knees. Lift the right leg, lift the left leg. Reach the right arm forward, reach the left arm forward. Again, right and left. Reach forward, reach forward. One more time. It's right opens, left opens, reach forward, reach forward. Good. Sink it back to the heels. Take the hands to the lower back for just a moment. Lift the chest. Good. Just breathe in. You should feel your heart pumping a little bit. Let it out. And we're going to rise up. First thing we're going to need to do is grab that mini band. If you don't have a mini band, it's okay. Everything we're doing can be done body weight. So the mini band is going to go just above the knees. We never want to put them on a joint. We want to keep the knees free to move. The knee being that hinge joint. Good. Now, first combo is going to be a triple ski into a transverse squat. 45 seconds. We're going in 3, 2, and 1. Let's do this. 1, 2, 3. Open it up. Sit it down. Come back through center. 1, 2, 3. Other foot's forward. Open it up. Set it down. Good. 1, 2, 3. Other foot forward. Drop down. 1, 2, 3. So I just messed that up, right? Turns out I too am a human being. Turn it. So we're really working the feet here. Open it up, turn it. If I'm not jumping, I can just step my feet. 1, 2, and 3. Open it up, turn it, drop it down. 1, 2, and 3. Yes. Finish this 45 seconds out in 3, 2, and 1. Come down to a plank. Plank position, jacks. 1 and 2. Then you're going to step those feet in, set the knees down. Reach the arm out, forward, out, forward. So I did that opposite, that's okay. Come back to plank. 2 jacks, knees can come down. Reach it out, reach it forward, reach it out, reach it forward. Mandy, this is too easy. Okay. 2 jacks, keep the feet forward, out, forward, out. So there's options for you to work with. Choose what works for your body. You're there in 2, 1, stand it up. All right, we're gonna go for a 1, 2, 3 skate, and then a back lunge. 1, 2, 3, step it back. So the inside foot is the foot that comes back in my lunge. So from the side, I skate left, right, left. That means my right foot comes back into that lunge position. Right, left, right. I'm slightly leaning forward. I drop into that back leg. Left, right, left. Drop in, rise up. Doesn't have to be fast to be effective. And last bit, heel dig. Roll those shoulders back. And we're going to reach the arms up and pull. So if you have shoulder stuff, like reaching overhead, instead of pulling from overhead, pull from the side. So there's a way to make this work for anybody's body. So if you're working off of a shoulder injury, or if you're not jumping, I'm just heel digging here, my arms come in. Yes, or my arms come from overhead and pull. You got it. Yes, Daisy. Yes, Rachel. Almost there. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. That's your rest. 30 seconds to rest. We go through this block one more time in the set, okay? Then we go through another block, and then we put the 2 blocks together. There's a total of 5 blocks. Don't worry, you don't have to remember any of that. Keep your band on. Now you know what's coming, so maybe turn up the heat. Just listen to yourself before you listen to me. We start with our skis, opening out with the transverse lunge. Squat, 2 and 1, let's go. Right, left, right, open it up. Drop it down. Left, right, left, open it up. Drop it down. Turn your toes so that you end up with your toes turned out at 45 and you drop into what we call a plie squat or a sumo squat. A lot of pivoting. It's really good for your ankle mobility and your foot stability. Really emphasize that gluteal tuck at the top of the squat. And again, if you're not jumping, stepping works. 3, 2, come down to plank position. I'm going to show this to you head on. Plank position, 2 jacks. Keep the feet wide if you keep off the knees. Reach, open, high poomer. Other side, reach, open. 1, 2. Reach, open, reach, open. Again, if this is too much, set the knees down. That's going to give you another point of stability so that the arms can work on that reverse fly and forward reach. You've got 5 more seconds. Looking super good, you guys. Awesome. Stand on up. Watch your cats. All right, so you've got our triple skate. 1, 2, 3. Lunge it back. Come up. 1, 2. We end up on the left side. Lunge it back. So the cool news about this band is that it's non-slip. So if you've got one of those elastic bands, they tend to roll up, which is fine. But for this activity, having that non-slip, it's a game changer. Woo. And if I don't have a band, can I step or hop just a little wider? Can I drop into my lunge a little deeper? So notice in the lunge, my upper body's slightly pitched forward. Last bit, heel digs, tied across the ankle, reach, pull. So when I dig my heel, that means I flex my foot. So whether or not I'm jumping is super secondary. I mainly focus on leaning a little bit back, drawing the core in, and starting to engage the lats, the shoulder group. I'm losing my balance. Listen, you're done in 15 seconds. Finish it just a little stronger if you can. If it's not in the cards, finish as well as you can. You're done. You're going to get a minute rest here in 5, 4, 3, 2. That's the rest. Okay, 1 minute. Take your band off because we just completed your first block. We do each block 2 times. The only blocks we repeat through are blocks 1 and 2, where we combine them in the 3rd block. So in block number 2, you're going to need resistance tubing with handles or a TheraBand without, something long, something you can move with. If you don't have that, a towel works, body weight or light dumbbells, 3s, 2s, something like that. If you want to go a little heavier, I'm not your mom, you do you. Hands to the screens. Good, come back to your space. Let's all take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. You're gonna set your feet hips distance apart. You've got equal amounts of distance between your handles. Good, we're gonna start with a hinge and a squat. So bring it up to the heart, hinge at the waist, pull, bring it out to the side, squat, and push. Bring it back into the heart, hinge, out to the side. So my fingertips reach to the sky, drop into my squat, push. It's a narrow squat. Let me show this to you from the side a little bit. Bring it in, good morning. Hip hinge, squeeze, little soft bend in the knees. This is your strength block. Fill out that lower back. Inhale to hinge, exhale, squeeze. Showing this to you in a little bit of a 45. Make sure you're wiggling your toes. Squat down, hips lead, push. Hands together, hinge and push. Okay, we have a triple bicep curl. So if it's too much resistance, set one foot back. I'm gonna do a traditional biceps curl, a hammer curl where I face medially, and then a prone curl where my palms face down. So up, in, and down. What I want to maintain is this flat back. My elbows are pinned to my rib cage. If you forget a grip, it's okay. I'm gonna come closer to you. Palms up, palms in, palms down. Okie dokie. Now we move into exercise number 3. You're gonna place your hands on the inside of the handles. Then I'm gonna floss my shoulders and I'm gonna come into that lateral lunge. Come back through center, pull it apart behind my back, come back through center. pull it apart behind my back. My legs, one of my legs is straight. Both of my toe sets are pointed forward. So if this overhead reach is not in the cards for you, start in front of your heart, pull it apart right in front of your chest. Pull it apart right in front of the chest. So this is a great modifier. I still am working the back of the body and the shoulders. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, here's the hardest one. I'm gonna step on the back, grab the handle, lean forward, and give me an overhead triceps extension. So I'm gonna show this to you from the side. Hopefully I don't snap myself with my band. I probably won't, but you know, I'm a little accident prone. I'm slightly leaning forward. I'm chopping, bending and extending the elbow joints at the same rate. Pull the ribs in. Yes. You're tucking your chin, you're looking right in front of the toe in the front. Doesn't matter which foot has the band. 3, 2, 1. That's the end of the block. Okay, so a lot of different things are happening with this band. That was just your first round. You're gonna get to do this again, and then in block 3, we'll kind of really solidify these movements with the band and with the resistance tubing. So this is only a 30-second rest. If you need a sip of water, grab it now. And we're gonna get this thing started. So first thing first, feet hips distance apart. Good morning. Into the narrow squat. Woo. There we go. Drop it in, push. Bring it in front of you, hinge, and pull yourself to stand. Open the arms, drop in, push. Mandee, it's too much on my shoulders to do that. Then modify here. I keep my hands here, I squat here, I push. Then I hinge. Check out your feet. The more narrow they are, the harder it's gonna be to do a really decent squat, right? Otherwise I'm kind of pushing into my knees. Almost like you're trying to scoot your butt back. 2, 1, time. Okay, we've got our triple bicep curl. Palms up, palms in, palms down. So biceps curl, hammer curl, prone curl. We're working the entire bicep group. I'm coming closer to you. So this is one where you could step your feet a little closer together. Don't compromise your back. So from the side, I'm not doing this to meet my band. If anything, I'm gonna step one foot out and do it with just one foot underneath. That's gonna give me more slack to work the band. Good, this is 3, 2, and 1. Remove it from the foot, grab it right in the center. Start yourself in the center of your mat, pull it apart. Mandee, I don't feel much work here. Then go ahead and choke in, drop in, pull it apart. Yes, there's a bend in my elbows. So I'm not letting my elbows really hyperextend here. Sink the hips back. So I'll show this to you from the side. Shoulder floss back, come back through center. Shoulder floss back, come back through center. Inhale, exhale. And if you don't remember where to breathe, just breathe. If the overhead triceps thing didn't work for you, I'm going to show you a different way to do that. So before we had one foot holding and both hands behind for that triceps extension. If overhead doesn't work for you, have one foot or maybe both and kick it back here. So that's a way to modify this. Or if you have weights, a couple of weights, just push them back. If you don't have weights, imagine you do. Push it back. Or you could come overhead with those weights or with a weight. In other words, there's a lot of different ways to do this movement. If you don't know what to do, just ask. So fill out that lower back, pull the abs in. 5, 4, 3, 2, and that's your minute rest. Okay, so we're done with blocks 1 and 2. However, we go back around to the top. So while we're in this break, put your band back on above the knees. We loop through exercises 1 through 8 one more time. Good news about blocks 4 and 5, we do 2 rounds, that's it for each one. So if you start to get tired, the good news is you only have to do 2 sets of that. This you have to do 3 sets of. So team, we got about 20 seconds. Let's all grab a quick sip of water together. Let's move those shoulders around, bring out the hands and wrists. That's a lot to hold on to. And the first thing we're gonna do with that band is the ski into that transverse alternated, okay? Transverse is just a fancy word for saying diagonal squat. 3, 2, 1, here we go. 1, 2, 3, open it up, drop it down, come back. 1, 2, 3, oh, I open it up to the other side, drop it down, squeeze it together, come back. Again, if you're looking for the modified version, step, 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 open up, drop it down, return through center, step, step, I have the other leg forward, drop it down, return through center. Crawl, walk, jog, run. Just take your time. Looking really good, team. Yes, Siobhan. Next up, plank jacks. Then we move into that arm opening. 2 and 1. Come on down to the floor. Maybe I step my jacks. I reach, I push it out. Step my jacks or jump my jacks. Reach, open. From a little bit of a diagonal here. My feet don't want to be too close together, so I get optimal stability. Reach, push it out. 1, 2, reach, push it out. So it's a 3-point plank. The wider the stance, the more stability our body has. And modified would always be knees on the floor. Return the knees to the floor, reach, open, pop back up. 2 jacks, come down, reach, and push. Good, rise back up, lots of movement. Now I move into that skater. 1, 2, 3, come back for that reverse. 1, 2, I like to use my arms a little bit, you don't have to. And if you lose your balance, welcome to my world. Woo, I'm really struggling. There we go. Maybe I speed it up, right? Or maybe I make it easier. I take a big step to the side. I take another big step to the other side. I finish on this side. I step it back, bend both knees. 1, 2, 3. Bring it into the lunge. So in that lunge position, you're bending that back knee. Upper body's a little forward. 2 and 1. Heel digs, toes up, reach, pull. Remember, modified here. So again, shoulder scuff, anything over that head can always be modified below the shoulder, okay? Lots of options. So I'll show you. This is option modified. Maybe I'm even bringing it down low impact. Good, maybe I make a little combo. Yeah? Make it yours. Don't give up. You got just a few more seconds. We'll get a 30-second rest. The band will come off. 5, 4, finish it out, abs in. 3, 2, and done. Take off the band. You get a little bit of time to recalibrate. Very fast-paced, I know, but that keeps us moving. It keeps us motivated. Good mornings with the squat. Make sure your feet are no less than hips distance apart. Okay, bring it to the heart, shoulders back. I'm turning just a little 45 here. Squeeze my seat, hinge, keep it right at the heart. Pull, soften the knees, right? Open it up, squat down, and press away from the ground. Modified version, I keep my hands right in front of my heart for both activities. Open it up, drop in. Yes, take a look at yourself in the camera. How are you doing on your knees? How are you doing on your feet? Are you rolling your feet out? Can you press through the big toe ball mound on both of your feet? Nice, Shayna, you got it. I love the use of weights. Yes, Naomi. Yes, Lauren. Awesome, team. 7 seconds left. Woo! Hello. Triple bicep curl. So for me, I've been stepping a foot out. It's just too much resistance. This band is heavy. So I'm gonna bring it into a traditional bicep curl, a hammer curl, a prone curl. What is not moving? Everything except for my elbow joint. It's the only joint that's bending and extending. Use the exhale. Shh. Shh. To lift away from gravity. Can you slow down the way down to the floor, the eccentric contraction, the toning of the muscle group? Define that musculature. Shh. Almost there. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, take it out from the foot, catch it. Feet together. Lost it. Yes. So if your handles are hitting you in the face, maybe cheat it to one side, so you only have to deal with one side. And then that other side can be crazy. And again, the modifier would be right in front of the heart, pull it apart. I'm pulling it apart at the bottom of my lunge, which is actually harder than doing it when I stand, because that's going to give me a lot more power being in this symmetrical positioning. This asymmetrical positioning, closer to gravity's pull, I can feel it working. Abs in tight, so I'm not doing this. It, doesn't look good and doesn't feel great. Okay, last bit. Foot underneath that last bit of handle. Put it underneath, behind your head rather, and push. Mandee, that's not enough resistance. Choke it in. Lean it forward more. Push, push. Elbows draw in. So imagine you're like earmuffing it. Lean a little more forward. Push, push. And if that's too much, hold that nice foam handle. Push. Good. Abs in tight. Careful you're not letting your belly protrude. Pull the abdominals in, lean forward. You're done in 9, 8. Looking at your foot, bend that front knee for 4, 3, 2, and that's it. Okay, so we're 3 blocks down. You get a minute rest. We doing good? Yeah? I have you on mute, so to ask you a question and not get a response, that's pretty normal, right? Yeah. So you got about 45 seconds to rest. Grab a sip of water. Now, in block 4, we're gonna start body weight because it's cardio. So we're gonna do 2 body weight movements, and then we're gonna add in our resistance tubing. So what I'm gonna have you do is just put that tube next to your mat so it's nearby. You don't have to run around and get it. That's the only piece you need. All right, first thing you're doing, I'm gonna demonstrate it while you guys are resting. You have about 10 more seconds. Here's what's up. You're gonna hinge at the waist, fly the arms open, open, forward. We're just moving those arms, okay? If you need to stand up and repeat, that's fine. It's arm cardio. Timer starts at 2 and 1. Back, out, over, out. Back, out, over, out. If one of those does not feel good on your shoulder, cancel it. So say, for example, I'm like, I can do the back one, and that's the only one that feels good. I just stay there. I know for me, when I reach overhead, I have a tendency to kind of compress the lower back. So maybe I don't hinge as deeply. This makes it harder, this makes it easier. So choose your level and breathe into it. You have another cardio. This one's a triple step fan kick. 2 and 1. So it's 1, 2, 3, fan. 1, 2, 3, fan. 1, 2, 3, fan. Mandee, I need to bend my knee. Bend your knee. So this requires a little coordination. I have to think. It's good for the brain. It's good for the body. Yes, abs in, arms anywhere. 3 steps. 1, 2, 3, fan. 1, 2, 3. Maybe it's a straight leg. Straight leg is going to be harder. Why? Longer lever. More weight to push and pull. Good. 9 more seconds. 1, 2, 3. I have to think about that, right? 1, 2, 3. Good. Now I grab my band. Good. Goes in both hands. I'm going to take my right foot. I'm going to chop across my body. So right foot, toes are kind of at a 15-degree angle. I chop it across. If you've ever mowed lawns, Come down a little lower. You're starting that push mower. And if you've never mowed a lawn, well, I used to do it for a living. Yeah, I got paid to mow lawns when I was like 14, so, and 15, and then when I could drive. So I did a lot of lawn mowing. Man, talk about an ab workout, right? Good, 3, 2, all we're gonna do, set that handle down, step it, and switch it. Now I've got my left foot, I'm chopping over the right. So my toes, 15-degree angle, over the shoulder. Mandee, it's too much to come up and over the shoulder. Remember that modifier? Maybe I just come to that bicep group. Maybe I keep the elbows bent. I find the rotation. Rotation through the shoulders. Rotation is so good for digestion, right? We're really detoxifying through the center. We're literally wringing out those internal organs. That's good for us. Almost there, 10. Right, I'm just making it a little easier for myself by bending my elbows. 3, 2, and 1. So you really only have to learn 3 things in this block. Some of it requires real thought, so take your time. Okay, this is your 30-second recovery. We're gonna do all of it again. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna set my band down so it's easy to grab, it's immediate. Okay. 9 seconds, this is the hinge. Maybe you get feet a little closer, less stability. Maybe you get a little deeper, more resistance. 2 and 1. Back, open, forward, open. If you need little breaks, you take little breaks. You stand it up, you come back. Back, open, forward, open, back, stand, repeat. Notice my knees are soft. I'm not locking those knees and hinging. I'm almost like in like a chair pose. So much back squeezing, right? We do a lot of driving. We do a lot of sitting. This opens up the front body. So, so good for our bodies. Get it done. You got 7 seconds. Next up, we've got that triple step fan kick. 1, 2, 3, fan. 1, 2, 3, fan. Mandee, should I point my toe? Should I flex my toe? Channel your inner rocket. Make a decision and go for it. It's the last time you're doing it. So no matter what, maybe I'm bending, maybe I bend. Okay, I'll try it this way. Oh, that's too much. Okay, I come back to this. What if the triple step is tripping me up? Maybe I just stand and switch. Now that I've got it, it's hard for me to not triple step. So stand, switch. Good, pick up your band, please. Okay, goes underneath the left foot. Maybe I choke up a little bit. Come across, start that lawnmower. Maybe that's too easy. Less band to work with. Oh my gosh, that's too much. So I find the happy medium there. Say, for example, you're feeling a twinge in the back. I want to pull the navel in. Maybe look at yourself in a mirror. See how it feels and looks together. Sometimes that mirror can be a real strong indicator of, oh, no wonder my shoulders are tired. I'm doing this the whole time. What a great way to learn about your body's patterns. We all have them, good and bad, 2 and 1, switch it out. Set that down, jump up on the other foot. So now I've got my right foot in, I twist, that's not enough. You'll know what's best for you, and we're all using different styled bands. So this band, this Forza band, is pretty heavy resistance. So maybe I don't choke up as much. You saw me try to do it and I was like, whoo, that is too much. I want to be able to move at my full range. See behind me, torso twist. I'm squeezing the back leg seat. You've got 8, 7, 6. Do you have time for 2 more? Yes, last one. Done with it. You will not see that again. So set that down. We get a breaky bear. Cheers. Have a little sip of water. Swish it around in your mouth, then swallow it. Now we get our whole mouth nice and wet. Awesome. We are on our last block. Wow, that was my Midwestern accent if you ever heard it. You do need your mini band on. So if you don't have one, again, no sweat. Just use it if you got it, don't use it if you don't. Now, you will need your tube for the final movement. So what I'm gonna do in this last 30 seconds of rest is set my band down at the side of my mat so I don't have to come over here and grab it. All right, y'all. Last block, first set. We have 2 sets with a 30-second rest between. Are we ready? Say yes. Give me a thumbs. All right, first thing we're doing, downward dog. In your downward dog, then we open up side planks. You can always come to the forearms for that. Timer starts in 2 and 1. So downward dog, straight leg lift, straight leg lift. Come forward, shift, open up side plank. Maybe I raise the leg. Come back to down dog. Straight leg lift, straight leg lift. What's happening next? Oh, I'm shifting to the other side. Lift that top leg. Mandee, this is too much. Maybe I lift that leg, I lift it, I come down to the knees, I open up on one side, I lift that leg up. So a modified side plank might work. Then I do it again and finish it up on that left knee maybe. I open up, right side. Yes, yes. Next piece, you come down to the side of your body. Then wrap the top or bottom arm rather. You're gonna do a push-up, lower, clamshell, clamshell. Push-up, lower. You're gonna lift that knee away from the other. Now notice how I'm not lifting the bottom leg. That is key here. If you need a little padding underneath your head, you could do that. Press, lower, clamshell. Mandee, this is just too much. Just do the clamshells, boo. Just do the clamshells. So we're getting at least one portion of this complex dynamic action. Last one, and flip it around. So you're facing me, so you can see yourself. Bend your knees, bottom arm wraps, top arm in front of the chest. 1 triceps push-up, 2 clamshells. Neck and neutral, you can always set your head down, but I find that's too much for me. So 1 push, release, lift, lift. Keep going. So to modify, maybe I have a yoga block underneath my head. Maybe I have a little pillow, or I'm using a towel underneath the side of my head, right? So it's gonna help support me here. Good, give me 1 more. So 1 more press and 2 clamshells to finish. Keep the band on, grab your mini band, or grab your resistance tubing. Place it underneath your feet. Flex your toes. Ooh, or you can hit yourself in the face. Flex your toes. I'm gonna hold my handles here, roll myself down to my sacrum. Narrow row, wide row. Narrow row, wide row. You wanna keep your heels grounded into the floor. Pull and pull. So I could do this completely lying down, looking down the bridge of my nose. Let me turn this to you forward. Notice when I didn't have my feet flexed, that's when the band rolled up. 2 and 1. So another way to do that would be to sit up tall, flex those toes, and hold just the tubing. So Rachel's using a TheraBand, so she has to hold it that way. That's time, by the way, rest. You can leave your band on, set your tubing to the side. Could I do that row with my weights? Yes, I could. Now, great news. Last bit. Everything 45 seconds, we start in down dog. So move your towel off your mat, come on to downward facing dog. Good, timer begins. Lift the right leg, lift the left leg. Shift to one side, 1 leg lift. Come back. Lift it, lift the other. Shift to the opposing side. So notice I'm taking a little time to set myself up. It's core, it gets my heart rate up because I'm floor facing. There's a lot going on as we wrap up. So remember, the modifier might be, I do a leg lift, I do the other leg lift, I set the knee down. I open up to the side, I lift that top leg. Beautiful. Come on down to the side you ended on. So for me, that's going to be on my right hip. I'm going to come down, wrap my right arm around my rib cage of my left, press, bring it down, 2 clamshells. Your feet stay connected, your knees separate. Lift, return. And if that upper body action is just a little too intense, skip it. Just do the lower body. Your body has worked. We're finishing with the strength activity today. Oh my gosh, is anybody else sweating? 3, 2, flip it around. I'm just flipping it around to the other side so I can see you. Knees bend at that 90-degree angle. Wrap that arm, now the right arm. Press. 1 time, 2 clamshells. Notice if the hip wings up. We want to keep the hips pointed forward. Hip points towards the camera lens. Lift, lower. 2 and 1. Maybe you flex those toes. You got about 15 more seconds to go. Can you control your upper body down to the ground? Woo! Hardly, right? We're almost there. Just got 1 more challenge left. 3, 2, good. Roll yourself onto your seat. Grab your band. Unlike me last time, take your time, set it up well. Grab those handles, keep the feet flexed. Lean back as much as you feel comfortable. Extend the arms narrow, wide. If I want to make it harder, I curl my toes, I curl my seat, pull, pull. Palms in, palms down. Palms in, exhale, inhale. My butt cheeks are squeezed. Very important. Lower back, pushing, imprinting into the mat. Finish line in 3, 2, 1. Rise up, drop your band off, take your mini band off. So it is exactly 1:15. If you need to go, I totally get it. If you have a minute to just stretch with me really quick, awesome. Otherwise, I'll see you next week for more Mondays with Mandee. The equipment today we used was Forza by Forza Body on Etsy. Use my code Mandee10. Let's go ahead and just give the lower back a little massage along the mat. Then when you feel ready, extend those legs straight to the sky. Take your hands to the backs of the thighs. Point and flex the toes. We did a lot with the feet today. I like to roll my ankles around. And then we're going to open up the flexors. Set the feet down on the floor. Take the arms to the ground. Lift your hips up in a little bridge position. If you'd like to, you could crawl your shoulders underneath you, but really keep the cervical spine, the neck nice and long. Slowly set the hips down. Bring the knees back into the chest. Drop them over to the right, and then T or goalpost the left arm. Look over the left shoulder. See if you can really ground through that left side. And then we're just going to nod the head over to the right shoulder and back to the left. Come back through center. Drop now over to the left, T or goalpost the right arm. See if you can get your knuckles on the floor, whether the arm is straight or your arm is bent. Turn your head to the left. Turn it all the way to the right. Come back through the center, rock yourself up to a seat. Then let's bring the legs so that the soles of the feet meet, splay the knees out and fold over those inner thighs. Lift the chest through the biceps and fold a little deeper. So you're finding more of a flat back. Tuck the chin in, walk the ear over to the right, through the center and over to the left. Send those heels forward, give yourself a little shake, give yourself a little hug, rock it side to side. Thank you all so much for coming to class. If you have any questions about the equipment we used, any questions about the movement we did, let me know. Next week, I will be the last week with Forza Body as a collab, so I'm gonna put all of their pieces together for the grand finale next week, all right? Tell your friends, tell your mom, everybody's invited. This is an inclusive group. Any questions, stick around and we'll chit chat. Otherwise, au revoir.